it feels good just to have a nice, easy win, doesn't it? And not have another clutch game. I almost forgot what that was like, but that was tonight. And that was something that I desperately needed because, as y'all know, I was recently just at the Dolphins game where they had a 99.9% chance of winning before they blew it. That was the worst Dolphins game I've ever been to. And I went to the game last season that was Joe Flacco versus Skylar Thompson, and it ended 9-6. But it was still, a fun weekend. I was back in Fort Lauderdale for the time. That's why I haven't posted a game recap for a few games. But I'm back. And if y'all been watching the channel, something else that I got to do back in Fort Lauderdale was meet my guy, Jaime Jaquez Jr. If y'all can see the picture right there without the ring light sticking in there. Yeah, man. I met Jaime Jaquez over at Dadeland Mall in Miami, got his autograph on the picture. I got a whole video about it. It's the last one on this channel if y'all want to go check that out. And since I met Jaime Jaquez Jr., the man is averaging like 17 points on 55% shooting, 40% from three, and that continued tonight where he was absolutely phenomenal. When I met Jaime Jaquez, I waited in line for 3 hours to get an autograph, spoke to him for 5 seconds, got a picture, and dipped. But in those 5 seconds I got to speak with him, I said, keep teaching the kids the footwork, something that I think is such a lost art. And moves like this is exactly what I'm talking about. Driving in the spin move to split both defenders and finish with a nice layup. Running in transition to do the little Euro, little left-hand layup there. I think it was a left-hand layup. He's awesome, and he is so skilled for his age, for any age. You don't see a lot of players nowadays that have that kind of skill set that he has because, like I said, the footwork is a lost art, and that's something that he's awesome at. And I know I'm going to sound like a broken heart preaching that over and over and over again, but he's just that awesome. Even the Heat Twitter account tweeted out, Jaime is good, y'all, because what else can you say? He finished tonight off the bench with 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists, 7 of 16 shooting, so a little less efficient than usual, but he was 2 of 2 from 3, which is something that you love to see because earlier in this year, I'm talking very early, like week 1, week 2, we thought that his weakness was the 3-point shot. No, he's very efficient from there. He picks and chooses his spots, and he's just his IQ is so high, and I'm very excited to meet my friend, Jaime Jaquez. Can I call him my friend? I don't think so. He definitely doesn't remember me, but he was a nice guy for the 5 seconds that, I met him, and it was nice of him to take time out of his day and be out there for all those fans, even though he was getting paid to do it, I'm sure. But there was like 500 people there or so, and I think he stayed to get everyone. I don't really know. I left when I was done. I was waiting for 3 hours. But outside of him on the bench tonight, you all, excuse me. I'm so excited talking about a nice Heat win. I don't know how to act. You had Jamal Kane, who one of his first shots of the game was an air ball 3-pointer that was like 4 feet short of the net. That was embarrassing. I would think a kid like that might lose a lot of his confidence after a shot like that. But no, sir. The man came out stroking that thing in the second half. And let me check how many points he finished with. Let me make sure it wasn't more than I thought. No, he finished with 14 points, and he was only 5 of 12 too. But he's impactful out there. You know he's pretty solid defensively, uses his athleticism and all that stuff. Speaking of athleticism, the nasty pass from Jaime in the fourth quarter where you had Jamal Kane go back door and grab with the 2-hand back scratcher, yam it down. He's a very fun player to watch, and I look forward to him continuing to develop in this league. And maybe by next year, maybe he'll be like a really real rotational player. And Nikola Jovic probably still won't play because I don't know what's up with that. I do know what's up with that. He's just not good enough. But it's sad because like the rest of y'all, I do like Nikola Jovic as well. Also on the bench today, you had a guy that I think we all wanted to see step up with Bam Adebayo once again missing time, was Thomas Bryant, who I think has been unfairly getting a lot of slack recently just because people are starting to act like he's another Dwayne Dedmon or Cody Zeller. He's not. He's much better than those guys. And the one thing I love about him is his aggressiveness. Had the great dunk today where he went up with 2 hands and yammed it on Buddy's head after using his size to put into the guy. Something that this Heat team has needed forever is just someone who has size. Pause. But that's exactly what he has. And I like his effort. He even had some hustle plays in the second half where he missed like back-to-back tip layups and dunks. So he still is what he is. He's not, awesome. But he did finish tonight with 11 points and 9 rebounds. So you like seeing that from him. The other center in the starting lineup that you really wanted to see step up was Orlando Robinson, who's been playing phenomenal. And I think we all agree that when Bam comes back, there's no debate who the backup center should be. That's going to be Orlando Robinson. Now, he wasn't great today. Only 6 points, 4 rebounds in a total of 12 minutes. Was he in foul trouble, though? Not really. Only 2 fouls today. They just decided not to use the big men as much. Maybe it's because the Hornets didn't have Mark Williams and Spo likes to match, do matchups and all this stuff. Or maybe it's just because Orlando Robinson wasn't great. But regardless, I don't want to count tonight, use tonight as what he is. We've seen he's a lot better than this, which is pretty good. Even a guy that could stretch the floor from 3, that is obviously very impactful just for obvious reasons on this team. But my favorite thing about him is his hustle. You even saw that in his play tonight. We had Caleb Martin tip a couple times. And where is Orlando Robinson? He's right where you need him to be, in the paint, tipping up the boards and getting the rebound in. Where you have guys like DeAndre Ayton who keep their ass 10 feet out of the paint because they don't want to deal with the bodies. Orlando Robinson is in there. And I absolutely love that about him. Elsewhere in the starting lineup, probably the story of the game is Duncan Robinson, who was on fire. Had 16.5 points on the anonymous player prop betting app that doesn't sponsor me, so I won't say their name. Easy over. When you heard the news that obviously Tyler and Bam were still out, but you heard the news that Jay Rich was out, you knew Duncan was going to come in and step up like he's been doing all season, and he finished tonight with 23 points, your leading scorer for the Heat on 6 of 9 from 3. What can be said about Duncan Robinson that hasn't already been said? The answer is nothing. He's continuing an awesome season, and every game that goes by where he continues to play like this, my confidence is just going to keep going up and up and up. On the opposite side of things, I did bet the under on Kyle Lowry, who was literally perfect tonight, if I do recall. 5 for 5. So you're welcome, Kyle Lowry, because when I take the under on you, you start doing things like this. And I don't know the last time Kyle Lowry made a shot that wasn't a 3-pointer or a far mid-range jump shot, but he had one of them tonight. Now, the rest were 3s, but he played very well. And, he's continuing on what's in a very efficient shooting season. He just hasn't been shooting that much. But, hey, he had a great game tonight. I'll give it to you, Kyle Lowry. Notice whose name we haven't said yet, though. It's Jimmy Butler, who really didn't have to do anything today. Didn't even have to play the fourth quarter. Neither did Kyle Lowry, which is very good because they do play the Chicago Bulls tomorrow night. Or tonight, depending when you're watching this. Thursday night they play the Bulls, so you like seeing those two guys get a rest. But even then, Jimmy Butler still had 15 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, all over the place. He is the best quiet statistical player in the NBA, where it looks like he does nothing, and he has damn near a triple-double at the end of the night. So he didn't have to do anything tonight. They didn't need it, which is what you love to see, especially when you're missing Tyler and Bam. Having these other guys step up is just awesome. Recently, that's been Caleb Martin. Not so much tonight, but he did have a nice fourth quarter. I think he only finished with 9 points. Here it is, 9.66 rebounds. And of course, he had another toe on the line 3. The greatest toe on the line 3 player in the entire NBA. Whenever he hits a 3 now, I say, oh no, his toe is on the line. Half the time I end up being right, and that was tonight. But he was okay tonight, but he's been a guy that you can see has finally gotten healthy, and we're starting to see that playoff Caleb Martin that we saw last year, pre-NBA Finals, where he was pretty terrible. But that's pretty much all I got to say on the Heat side. On the Charlotte Hornets side, they had a couple guys ball out. You had Terry Rozier, Brandon Miller, Mikal Bridges, Gordon Hayward. All those guys played very, very well. I was rooting hard for Jaquez to outplay Brandon Miller, which we said Jaquez finished with 17. Miller finished with 18 because Miller got hot in that fourth quarter. And I have a very strong agenda right now to keep boosting up Jaime Jaquez in the Rookie of the Year ladder, because I think right now NBA.com had him at 4 behind Wemby, Chet, and Brandon Miller. But you can't trust NBA.com. They're going to try to push the guys that were the highest picks in the draft, because you know about promotion and they try to push these names on you. Jaime Jaquez is a better player than Brandon Miller. Hell, he's a better player right now than Wembanyama, because how can you put a guy that's lost 16 straight games in the Rookie of the Year conversation? If you lose 16 straight games, you should not be eligible for any awards whatsoever. That should just be a rule. But hey, maybe I'm a hater. But the Heat did take care of business tonight. I didn't like seeing Miles Bridges out there, though. Am I the only one that feels a little weird, seeing him on a court with fans rooting for him and not, in jail? Draymond Green today just got suspended indefinitely, which is crazy, just because you don't really hear that often. Usually the NBA puts a limit on when or how long a player is suspended. And, he's awful, obviously. But, he's not a worse human than Miles Bridges, who was playing basketball. And yeah, Miles Bridges did have a suspension, but most of that suspension was when he wasn't even like allowed to play anyways legally. So he really didn't get suspended that much. And even if you say he did, that's not enough. He should be in jail. That's just kind of annoying to watch. It's kind of frustrating, to be honest. And I think it's weird every time I see him play how it seems like everyone forgot about that. But anyways, that's really all I got to say about this game. So let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. It's good to be back here. Make sure y'all check out my last video, the Jaime Jaquez video. And I have a Miami Dolphins video before that too. I'm going to keep riding with the Dolphins, even though it looks like it might be same old Dolphins. They got a chance to prove me wrong. I'm still holding out hope for them. Other than that, leave a like, subscribe if you enjoy, do all that good stuff to help the algorithm boost this video out to everyone. I need to stop talking and go to bed. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Look, pull up in your city tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.